Thank you. All right, so our opening song, we're doing So It Is, and we have this clapping part at the beginning that we'd love for you to join us for. So, oh, the thing about the car. Yes. So, got perfect. Okay. Okay. Great then. So, all right. All right, so here's the part that you're responsible for. So it's too fast. So yeah. Blessed day. I am thankful, grateful heart. I am whole. Glory be to the power of this mind that I know. Soulful praise to the wonder, freedom, sing a joyful song. Calling love to the center, lifting all is one. I'll sing it now. It is anything I dream. It is singing now, so it is. Think bigger now, so it is. I'm holding this vision of peace, knowing a world of harmony. Calling love to the center, lifting all. We are free. I'll sing it now, so it is anything I dream. It is singing now, so it is. Think bigger now, so it is. I'm holding this vision of peace, knowing a world of harmony. Calling love to the center, lifting all. We are free. Calling love to the center, lifting all. We are free.
Yay. And if you were here before service started and you heard these wonderful two playing together, Julie Koenig, our amazing music director, and Lance Ruby, let's give them a hand. I love the jazz stuff. I'm just digging that. I am digging that. So my clicker's not working, folks in the back. I don't know what's happening, but it's not working. So if someone could help me with that, that would greatly appreciate it. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to Center for Spiritual Living, Northern Colorado. My name is Reverend Lee Alvarado. My pronouns are she and her, and we are privileged to be having this service today on the lands, the traditional lands of the Ute, Arapaho, and Cheyenne people. So I just want to acknowledge that as we begin our service today. And we are just so glad that you are here. Trixie Addison is holding us all in prayer. It is snowing out. Do you know, when I got dressed today, it was warm. And I was excited because I thought, it's spring, right? It's springtime. And then by the time I left the house, it was all cold and weathery like this. Anyway. All right, so Trixie is holding us all in prayer, and if there's something that you would like prayer for after service, please join us up here, and she will pray with you. If there's something on your heart, thank you, thank you, thank you. Here we go. Excellent. Okay. So our spiritual philosophy is inclusive of all spiritual traditions, as you see on our wonderful graphic there. And because we believe at the heart of every faith tradition is a shared message. And that shared message is that we are one. And in the science of mind, we believe that as we transform our limiting thoughts, as we transform our limiting beliefs, that we get to experience heaven, not as a place, but as a state of mind. So I'm so glad that you have joined us today. Thank you to those online for being here as well. Let's say our mission together and our vision. Our mission. We are an inclusive community, inspiring personal growth, spiritual practice, and a positive way of life. And our vision, to awaken humanity, revealing a world that works for all. So I see little ones in the audience. We do have little ones. Oh my goodness, they're going to come up here and they're going to sing. And we are going to join these dear ones. Yay!
All right, here we go. 1, 2, here. is everything there is, so I am part of God. I know there's lots of good for me and everybody else. I'm thankful and grateful for everything we have, so I let go of this prayer and so it
Yay! These sweet little babies are going to both, we're going to do a baby blessing for them next month. So stay tuned for that. Both of them, Baby Sage and Novell, are going to receive a baby blessing. So looking forward to that. All right.
Okay.
It is time for announcements.
It is.
He missed the walk up there.
It is.
A little late on the.
It's okay. Everyone needs their own theme song.
Yes.
Just
yes,
keep that in mind.
Apparently.
Okay, so outreach for March. Here are your announcements. A percentage of our tithes this month will go to our partner, Grace Upon Grace. Each month we pick a community organization to support, and we tithe to them. This month, Grace Upon Grace is with us to provide underserved people in our community with diapers, wipes, and period products. And they're also trying to address the roots of social inequality. So we support them. We're very grateful that they are, because we've had them as our thing before. I just like them a lot,
Yes,
I think.
I do too. That's
Okay.
why they're back.
So I'm really excited about the next thing. Easter. Tough room.
Yeah, I know. Tough
Yeah.
crowd. A little,
Okay.
little tough.
Join us
yeah.
for a special Easter service and ceremony to honor the infinite possibilities available to us all. After the service, get ready for a celebration filled with fun activities
Yes.
that you can all get excited about, or not, and that are suitable for all ages. Our lineup includes human bingo, creative crafts, engaging games, and of course, the much anticipated and highly exciting egg hunt.
And there will be prizes.
I
Yes.
can't believe
You
I have.
excited about prizes? Prizes.
There are prizes.
There
I
are.
can't believe I have to talk about ham now. So anyway, for food that day, Reverend Lee and our partner Kent are providing a ham.
That sounds weird, doesn't it? A ham. They're providing a ham. Yes. Yes, we are cooking. Well, Kent will be doing the ham, and
you have ham every week. I mean, there's a ham here every week.
true. That is
Okay.
true.
Anyway, so come and join us. Ham it up.
Yeah. Potatoes, salad.
Be excited. Ham it up.
Bring something to share if you wish, or just enjoy the food. There'll be plenty of food and good cheer. Yes?
Of course.
Yes.
Yes.
As always.
Hip, hip, hooray. There
Okay.
will be good cheer. Reverend Sherry is going to come up and talk about a new class, Planning Ahead, a Gentle Approach to End-of-Life Choices, which I'm going to not even read. I'm going to...
No, we'd rather you not. Sorry. So this class is really important to me. I know. So I'm in the mortuary business in effect. I work through mortuaries all the time. And so I meet with families who are not prepared. And I noticed that many of us are not prepared for an eventual demise. We're all going to die, folks. So it's not that it's funny. It's just that I want you to activate your power to make healthy, conscious, wide awake, aware decisions about what you want as you go through the process of death and beyond. Give your family the gift of you making decisions. We work through this with such gentleness. I know Kent's taken the class, Mary's had the class, Barbara Coakley's had the class, Indrani's had the class. Talk to them. We have tweaked it since we had the last fall, but it's really important to make decisions while you can, because somebody else will have to make them for you. And you may not like that, but you may not care at that point either. I'm sorry, this is terrible. gallows humor. Make good decisions. And so come join us in class. We will love you through this.
Thank you, Reverend Sherry.
Well, just goes to show you can never have enough ham. So, anyway, tonight, every Sunday we gather together for dinner. Tonight is dinner out night. And if you're interested in joining us, meet at the welcome table in the back, and we'll let you know the secret password to get into where it is, wherever it is we're going. And everything else, hold on.
Oops, sorry. It's coming. There it is.
Hard to find good help.
Yes.
Everything else, love me a QR code, and it's right here on the website, www.cslnocode.org. For everything else, that's what I know.
Thank you. Thank you, Marie. All right. All right, everybody. We're going to slow things down a little bit. So I invite you to just take a deep breath and settle into your heart as we move into a chant and a prayer and a song.
Once more together. I am that I am. I am that I am. I am that I am. I
And so just continuing in this energy, in this space, we just recognize that there is a presence, that there is a power called by many names. And that presence is here. It is felt deep within our being. As we breathe in that light of spirit. And we know that that presence and that power, as it is felt right here in our being, as it is felt in this space or in the home that we sit in, if we are at home right now, we also know that this presence is with those who have been impacted by the terrorist attack in Russia. We know that that presence and that power is surrounding all those who have made their transition. Over 130 people have have lost their lives. And so we just gather the love that Spirit is within our heart, and we send our love to those who have lost loved ones, to those who are scared and afraid, to those who've been impacted by this tragedy. As a spiritual community, as we come together knowing that our consciousness makes a difference in the world. And so just by thinking of those who have been impacted, our light and our love goes out and surrounds them and holds them and supports them as they walk this journey. And so we are so grateful to know that our prayers are powerful, that our intentions are powerful, that our light is powerful. And so with great gratitude, we release this prayer, and we just know and claim that it is done right here, right now, because we have said so, because we have claimed it to be. And so we know that our light is present, it is here, it is alive, it is felt, it is known, and how grateful we are to be given the opportunity to serve, to be of service to our human family. And so with that, we release this, we let it go, we allow it to be, and together we say, and so it is.
This is a song by Denise Rosier, and if you enjoy her music, I highly recommend checking out this whole album. It's by the same title, Every Day. Tiny drops of water bouncing on my roof, drumming out a song of love, pounding out the truth. You send them to remind me, one for every blessing on me, and oh, they keep coming, overflowing. Every day your goodness finds me, every day your heart beats true. I'm alive in the light and the glory, amazed by the sight of you. day, every day.
Beautiful. So today, I'm talking about unlocking super minds for new discoveries. My wonderful marketing person created all these graphics with little kids, which I thought was really sweet for the whole month. Yeah, so I want to start by talking about a Hindu, an old Hindu legend. There's an old Hindu legend that says that there was once a time when all human beings were gods. But they so abused their divinity that Brahma, the chief god, he decided to take away that divinity, to hide it someplace where it could never be found. And so where to hide the divinity, that was the question. And so Brahma called on a council of gods to help him decide where to hide this divinity. And so the gods said, let's bury it deep within the earth. And Brahma said, no, that's not going to work, because humans are just going to dig it right up and find it. And so then the gods said, okay, well then let's sink it deep down in the ocean. That'll work. And Brahma said, no, humans will find a way to bring it to the surface from deep down in the ocean. And then they said, okay, well then let's take it to the top of the highest mountain. That will be the place. And Brahma said, no, because humans will just find their way. They'll just climb their way up to the top of the mountain. And so the gods gave up and they said, we're out of ideas. We can't think of anything else to tell you. There's no place on earth or in sea where humans will not crawl or climb or go to find their divinity. And so Brahma thought for a long time, and he said, okay, here's what we're going to do. We will hide their divinity deep down in the center of their being, for humans will never think to look there. All the gods agreed that this was perfect. And so the deed was done. And since that time, humans have been going up and down the earth and digging and climbing and searching and exploring, searching for the very thing that is already within them. So, we have been taught in our culture that the divine is out here. We all grew up likely with that message, yes? Most of us grew up that way. Now, if you've been on a spiritual journey for a while, you now know that God is actually within us. It's out here too, but it's within us. And so we do struggle and we do climb and we do want to experience that connection with the divine. But what I think really what we're trying to do is, when we're taking classes and we're reading books and we're doing all the things to try to connect with God, yes, ultimately that may be it, but I think really what we want is to experience more peace, more freedom from our frustrations, freedom from our anger, freedom from the challenges that we face in our life, freedom from shame, freedom from guilt, freedom from unforgiveness. Yeah? Anybody looking for freedom from any of those things? Or some of those things, at least one? Yeah. So, but what we don't realize is that the freedom that we are all looking for, it comes from our connection to spirit. It comes from our connection to the divine. Because here's the thing, we were all birthed from source. Now, none of us remember that moment in time when our soul was birthed from source. We don't remember that, but our soul knows. And in that moment in time, it was so profound and so magnificent. Nothing can compare to that. And then we come into the world as human beings and we are trying so hard to get back to that experience. We are trying so hard to remember our connection to God. We know this intellectually, and some of us have moments when we feel that connection, when we feel that divine union in a moment of meditation, in a moment where we are still, when we're in nature perhaps. But most often we forget. We forget that experience. And so we feel and experience more separateness than we do divine union. And that's because we're human and we are distracted by about 1,000, 10,000 things every day. We're not sitting in meditation for 8 hours at a time. Ken Wilber said, "We are victims of an epidemic case of mistaken identity, with our supreme identity quietly but surely awaiting discovery." So when we came into existence as a soul, that supreme identity said, "I want to plant my light into as many souls and spread them out across the entire world. I want my light to spread out to every crack and crevice, every corner of the universe. I want the love that I am to be visible and to be felt by every being. I want to create a world where all human beings can express all that I am. I want them to know that they are me and I are them. And that their body isn't just merely a bag of bones and flesh, but rather a temple of the living God." So think about that for a moment. Your body is a temple of the living God. Can you get that? A temple. Not just a bag of bones and flesh, but a temple of the living presence. Call it God, call it Allah, call it spirit, call it divine intelligence. That presence is undeniable when we are still. So, this process of uncovering our divinity, of discovering what that is something for some of us that takes a lifetime. Because we have allowed our human existence and our human conditions to take up most of our attention. And some of us give those aspects of our lives more attention than we give anything else. We don't mean to. We don't mean to. But we can't help ourselves sometimes. It's as though those challenges in our life, they become our God, more so than the actual presence of spirit, that divine energy. And so we don't exist to experience our challenges and our problems. We are here to be expressions. We are here to be that temple of God, that divine temple. Our founder, Ernest Holmes, was quite profound in some of the things that he said, and I love this. He said this: "I think we exist because God exists. Because there is an irresistible urge in the being of God to express itself. We are one with the results of that urge. We exist that the divine feeling, fire, imagination, and creativity shall be experienced through us." So there is this irresistible urge in the being of God to express itself. Now, the divine is all-knowing and all-powerful, but it needs boots on the ground. We are the boots on the ground. It said, okay, I want to multiply. I want to plant who I am into all of these beings and send them out. And so this divine presence brought each of us forth to express itself in a bigger way. So we have all been planted here. We have been planted in this city. We have been planted in our families. Some of you are like, damn it. Really? I just cussed. Is that okay? You have been planted in the perfect job, in the perfect career. You have been planted in the perfect community. You have been planted at the perfect time. You could have been born 100 years ago, but you were born here, at this time, now. In the book study that we are doing right now called I Am the Word by Paul Selig, it's a channeled book for those that don't know. And this week, in the chapter that we're reading, it talked about consciousness, and really the whole book is about consciousness and how to align with the consciousness of Christ. Now, Christ, many of us grew up with Christ as a human being. Christ is not a human being. Christ is a consciousness. Christ is an energy. So the whole book is about aligning with that consciousness and understanding how we can be that more in our life. And it said that this consciousness of this Christed presence, that it was manifested by Yeshua, by Jesus, but I'm going to add a few others: Buddha, Krishna, Kuan Yin, and in the last century, even individuals like Paramahansa Yogananda and so many others. So these beings were chosen to come here to share their light and their consciousness. They brought forth a certain consciousness that is now available to all of us. Science of Mind, our philosophy, is a religion, yes. However, the philosophy that we practice isn't just some doctrine. It isn't just some list of beliefs and words that we follow. It is a consciousness. It is teaching us to go out into the world and to radiate and be a certain consciousness. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yes? How cool is that? To learn that we are here and have been planted here to share and to be and to express that consciousness so that we can be a healing for all beings. So the guides in I Am the Word, they talk about how change doesn't happen because of some doctrine. It happens because of consciousness. The Buddhist monk named Bodhidharma said, "The ultimate truth is beyond words. Doctrines are words, they are not the way." So being a kind person and a good person, yes, that's something that's important to many of us. And this is an important thing to do, but we are here to do so much more than that. Yesterday, I had the privilege of officiating a memorial service. And it was for a man by the name of Craig Stevens. Craig was a horseman. Now, I know nothing about horses. I've ridden them, and they are beautiful animals, but I really know nothing about them. And I learned quite a bit as I talked to the family and asked lots of questions. And as I sat there yesterday and listened to all these people come up and share about this extraordinary man, what I learned is that in the horse community, trainers and riders, there's different ways of training. There are many horses that actually have been treated poorly. Some trainers believe in throwing rocks at horses to get them to do what they want them to do. I had no idea. There are some trainers that will deliberately hurt horses, thinking that that will get them to move. Craig Stevens believed in something else that was possible. What he did is he learned a method called the Mediterranean method. He learned it from Sicilian nobility, and it's a method based on consciousness. It's a method based on energy. It's a method that teaches the riders and teaches the trainers to develop a harmonious connection with these animals. As I watched each person get up and share about how extraordinary this man was, each of them tears streaming down their face, for what a light that he was, not only for these writers and teachers, and by the way, he trained and worked with people all over the world. He worked with people in Finland and in France and in Italy. It was extraordinary. And I said, as part of the ceremony yesterday, I said, you know, I can imagine that there are a group of horses right now that are bowing in reverence to you for what you brought to their life. So it's about consciousness. Our consciousness makes an enormous difference. Whether it's with the two-leggeds or the four-leggeds or the winged ones or the standing tree people or the rock people, as the Native Americans say. Yeah. Ernest Holmes talked about how we are an inlet for God. I think that's beautiful to think about that we are an inlet for God. That means that we, as beings, are capable of channeling the light of God so that we can then make a difference in the lives of others. We can serve as a conduit. We can serve as a channel. But you know, we have forgotten that. And some of us don't even believe that we are capable of that. And I'm here to remind you that you are. It's not something you have to take a class in. It's not something that you have to read more books about. It's just a conscious choice that you make to be a greater expression of God in the world. This ability to do this is not just reserved for the enlightened ones, the yogis, the gurus, and the masters. If it was, we wouldn't be here. We were planted here. We were given exactly what it is that we need so that we can be a healing presence for all. The only difference between us and these masters and those gurus is that they know their divinity. They don't have to climb mountains and dive deep into seas and do all those things because they know the divinity that they are. They never question that. A greater awareness of our divinity is needed now. Wouldn't you agree? There are those who are lost. There are those who are lonely. There are those who have forgotten who they are. Some of you are sitting here today and are feeling that. And you know that we are not our bodies. We are not our thoughts. We are not our emotions. We are not our problems. But we have become so identified with all of that that we have separated ourselves from God. We have separated ourselves from Spirit. And you know, all it takes is a conscious choice to return. I'm going to return right now. I'm going to just go within and I'm going to remember my divinity. Oh, I forgot. Okay. I'm going to just go within, and I'm going to remember my divinity. Oh, there I go again. I forgot. Okay, I'm just going to go within, and I'm going to remember my divinity. Yeah, because as human beings, we are fumbling and mumbling, and we're going to forget, and we're going to get distracted 50 times. So it takes practice, and it takes commitment. And any of those gurus and masters and enlightened ones, they are who they are because they were committed. The planet needs us. The planet needs us as light workers. You've all heard that term. And some people think, well, I'm not a light worker. I'm not an energy healer. I don't do that work. No, you're light workers because that just means that you're here to share your light. That's all it means. You don't have to put hands on people. You don't have to do Reiki or some other kind of healing modality to be a light worker. You're a light worker simply because you are hearing this right now. Because you have been planted here at this time in this life. So we have been gifted with this light. We have been gifted with the power to help each other. Do you know that trees, when a tree has fallen in a forest, that the other trees around it will send nutrients and energy through its roots to support the other trees when it has fallen? Do you know that? We can do that for each other. Being independent is so deeply ingrained in us as U.S. citizens, or just those who live in America and grew up in America. It is so deeply ingrained to be independent. We are an individualistic society. And that's served us to a certain extent. But you know, there's other parts of the world where it's collectivistic. That means that in order for them to make a decision about something, they check with the group. The group needs, the group values. What the group needs is more important than their own personal needs. So to see real change, it's about shifting our consciousness and our focus. And shift from an individualistic society to a collectivistic one. Now that's a big change that I'm throwing out there. But we can imagine that, yes? We can intend for the shift to happen. Because change is coming, did you hear? Change is happening. There's going to be a lot of change. I don't know about it. The rest of you have heard things, but I've heard things that over the next 10 years, there's going to be more change than there has ever been in our lifetime. Now, I don't know exactly what that means, but we need to get ready is what I'm saying. I think we need to be ready for the shift and the things that are going to happen, and to raise our consciousness even more so that we can support humanity in a greater way. Are you willing to do that? Yes? Last week I talked about curiosity. To be curious about the person sitting next to you. Chances are the person sitting next to you here today, or the person at home, your neighbors that live on either side of you, wherever you live, chances are that the person near you or that you're thinking about is hurting in some way. We've been taught in our society to put a smile on our face and to say that everything's fine. We're so used to that. But behind that smile, chances are that person is hurting. That person is struggling. They may greet you with a big hug and a big smile, but underneath that, there's pain there. All of us, every single one of us, is dealing with something difficult, something challenging. Every car that passes by you on the street, every person that you pass by in the grocery store, likely is struggling with something. We become so focused on our own life that we lose sight of the needs of those around us. And you know how many times I've done this? You put on a big smile and then you get in your car and you cry on your way home. Or you go home in the privacy of your home. Yeah. I share this not to make us more sad, but to simply be aware. We get so focused on our own little bubbles where our families are and our friends and our communities. But my invitation to all of us is to be aware of all the beings that we come into contact with, whether we know them or not, whether we have a relationship with them or not, to become aware that this being, chances are, this person sitting next to me right now is going through something hard. And to ask ourselves the question, how can my divinity, how can my consciousness help to support this person's existence, this person's life? How can I be a healing presence to this person? As you step into the elevator with someone, as you meet other cars at an intersection, as you stand in line at Costco, you know those big lines at Costco? We can intentionally be a healing presence to those around us. And to be willing to discover something that you weren't aware of before. To become more aware than maybe you were the day before. And like the trees, sending healing energy down through the soles of our feet and going up through the soles of their feet into their being, into their body, to be that healing light and that presence for them. Offering them a prayer that their life will be healed, that whatever it is that they are holding, that it will be resolved for them. We are all here, planted here, as divinity in form to assist each other. I love what Judy Canado said. She's a spiritual teacher, and she wrote a prayer, and this is what she said. Creator, God, show us the places where we are content to remain set in our ways. Show us where we need to be more open and changed by new discoveries and new revelations. Help us to expand our awareness and deepen our love for the vast universe that is the ongoing work of your hands. We can't shift from an individualistic society to a collectivistic one overnight, but we can make a conscious choice to interact and engage with life in a new way. To see people not as separate from us, but to recognize and remember our oneness with every single person. And to know that each person is a drop in the ocean of universal consciousness. So I'd like you to say something with me. I'm going to say a passage. It's a loving kindness meditation. And so as I speak each sentence, I'm going to ask you to speak it, to repeat it after me. And as you say these words, I invite you to really feel the energy of these words and send that energy out to all beings, particularly those who are hurting right now in other parts of the world, those who are impacted by the terrorist attack in Russia, those who are going through just so much in this world right now. So repeat after me. May the hearts of all beings be filled with happiness and peace. Free from suffering and distress. May all beings be safe and secure, free from fear and harm. May all beings be healthy and prosperous, free from pain, illness, and lack. May all beings live joyfully and with ease, free from struggle and conflict. Take a breath. And so my invitation to all of you this week, as you go out into your week, to become aware of the divinity that you are, to feel it, to know it, to practice it. Some of you have never experienced it. Keep practicing. Keep practicing. Because the more that you practice and discover and feel and know the divinity that is within you, the more you will know that you are one with God, the more that you will know that you are one with all. And when we know that we are one with all, we begin to treat others differently. And when we do that, our consciousness begins to expand and grow in ways that wasn't possible before, and our world needs that now. Are you willing to practice that? Yes? Some of you are like, I'm not sure about that. I don't know. I don't know if I can, but I'm going to try. Okay. All right, let's close with prayer. And so in this moment, in this space, in this time, this beautiful moment in time, where we recognize and know that we are indeed that temple of the living God. That our being, although feels like just this body with bones and flesh, but indeed it is so much more than that. I am knowing that as we go out into our week, that we are remembering our connection with the divine. Creating a connection that wasn't there before. Practicing that so that we can feel it, feel that connection. And so that we can then also remember that that divinity isn't just within us, but it is within all beings. That divine spark, that divine light. And so I am knowing that as we do this work, as we raise our consciousness, as we make those shifts and changes within ourselves, we help to shift the consciousness of the entire planet. And what a gift it is to know this, what a gift it is to know this truth. That each of us are healing lights in this world. We are indeed light workers, here, planted here, to make a difference, to be a light for all. And so with great gratitude for this truth, great gratitude for remembering this truth, we release this, we let it go, we trust, we surrender, we hand it over, and we just know that we are being guided, we are being led, we are being supported in all ways by this divine emanation of spirit. And so, with great gratitude, we release, we let go, and together we say, and so it is.
Every time it rains, pennies from heaven. Don't you know each cloud contains pennies from heaven? You'll find your fortune falling all over town. Be sure that your umbrella is upside down, and trade it for a package of sunshine and flowers. If you want the things you love, you must have showers. So if you feel it thunder, don't run under a tree. There'll be pennies from heaven for you and me. Trade it for a package of sunshine and flowers. If you want the things you love, you must have showers. So if you hear it thunder, don't run under a tree. There'll be pennies from heaven for you, and pennies from heaven for you, and pennies from heaven for you and me.
I love it when you two do jazzy things. Love it. So awesome. So if something touched you today, moved you, inspired you, if something moved you in any way, we just ask that you give from your heart. There's a number of ways that you can give. You'll see that on the screen. And so I just ask that you take your gift in your hand and place it right over your heart, and let's say this offering affirmation together. This gift is spirit and form, circulating and blessing all it touches. Freely I give, and joyfully I receive.
I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for love. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for love. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for love. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for love. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for love.
Right. I love the babies dancing. Love it. All right, so we're just so grateful for all that is pouring into this community that supports us and continuing to do this work, both here and impacting not just this community, but the greater community and the world. So we are so grateful. Thank you. And so it is. All right, is there anybody here for the first time? Welcome. So glad you're here. Welcome to our sweet community. There's packets on the welcome table. If you didn't see those, feel free to pick one up, and so glad you're here. Welcome. All right. If you need spiritual support, if there's something on your heart that you would like prayer for, come join our practitioners up here. There's also a prayer box in the back of the room if you'd like to write your prayer, and we will pray on that all week for you. So know that that is also available. All right, if everybody could please stand, and we're going to close out with our benediction and our closing song. If you want to place your hands on your heart, maybe one day we'll hold hands again. Some of you are like, thank God we're not holding hands. I'd rather not do that, but you know, it's kind of my thing, but you know, weird germy things are going around. So let's just place our hands on our hearts and let's just say these words together. May we be at peace. May our hearts remain open. May we awaken to the light of our own true nature. May we be healed. May we be a source of healing for all beings. Love is who I am. Love is who we are. Love is all there is.
I hear the music down in my soul. I hear the music down in my soul. I hear the music down in my soul. And the whole wide world is my home. I got a new day down in my soul. I got a new day down in my soul. I got a new day down in my soul. And the whole wide world is my home. I love the sun.